Hi, my name's John. I am the Broken Mechanic, and welcome to my channel. Hey YouTube, Broken Mechanic. So, according to the scan, I've snapped the tendon off my bicep. It's painful, it's uncomfortable. Heading off to the hospital today, see what happens, go from there. Um, yeah, see what happens after that. Bye. Yeah, out of hospital. Had me tendon bolted and strapped and tied and whatever to my forearm. It's uncomfortable, but it's okay. Glad to be home. It's a shitty night. Lots of sick people doing lots of sick things in the middle of the night. Anyway, update to come. What's up YouTube? Broken Mechanic. Broken Mechanic. A bit of a brief rundown of what happened. So, getting myself up the ground because I've got a spinal injury. Using this arm to pull myself up. Detach the tendon off the elbow, off the forearm from my bicep. Wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be. Still not painful even after the surgery. But being a mechanic, we're sort of resilient to pain in a sense. So first of all, did it as most men do. We assess it to make sure that it actually is broken before we do anything about it. Waited for a couple of hours, had a shower, had some dinner, then went to emergency department at Katoomba Hospital. Rubbish place to go. Katoomba Hospital should not be classed as a hospital. It is a medical centre with a helipad. It's not a hospital. It doesn't have a surgical suite. It doesn't have a proper imaging department. It doesn't have the basic things you would expect a hospital to have. It should not be called a hospital. But they, along with 6 others, me not included, I was the 7th, was sent down to Nepean Hospital. So got to Nepean Hospital, and because of the backlog of things, even with the COVID, they didn't have enough space for their MRI. So I got assessed. It took probably 3.5 to 4 hours to get assessed by an orthopedic surgeon who said, yep, you've got damage in your arm. I'd had a referral from the hospital to get a ultrasound. They did the ultrasound, said that there was a 5mm occlusion, broke of the tendon off the arm. Took that to the hospital. He said, look, I don't think that finding's really correct. When he was feeling around in there with his fingers, he said, no, it's still attached. So they sent me for the MRI. Went across the road, got the MRI. The results went back to them. I came home. They rang me 12 hours later and said, come in. It's emergency surgery. There's 1mm keeping it attached to the bone. It's broken about a centimetre back. Come in at 7 o'clock in the morning, which was yesterday morning, and we'll operate and get you out in the same day. Yeah, fair enough. So went to the hospital, got to where I was told to go, which was emergency department. Told the receptionist lady, who looked at me funny and took my name and made a phone call, and that was as far as it got. The doctor then happened to be down there, and he spotted me and said, what are you doing here? You should be up there. Which was in the theatre suite, who then came along to the receptionist lady and said, he should be up at the theatre suite. Why is he sitting here? And she said, I don't know. So they started to chase it up, and they actually found me, filled the paperwork out, and an hour and a bit later I was in the theatre suite. Not many people, what I would have expected in emergency department, but like we said, COVID-19 is killing a lot of business for everybody, including the hospitals. People just don't want to go. There was only myself and one other couple with a child in the emergency department, and there was 2 people inside that had come in with ambulances. The rest were not there, or somewhere else. So got shunted up to the theatre ward, and there would have been only half its capacity. I think it's got 35 beds or thereabouts, and there would have only been 15 people in occupation in there. So nursing ratio to patient ratio was quite good. Again, COVID-19 has stopped a lot of things from happening. Got talking to some interesting people about their breaks and discombobulations that they've had happen while they've been stuck in that place. Very sterile, very stinky. It's if you got to go, you've got to go. But if you don't have to go, you stay away from the place because it's just not where you want to be. It's the beds aren't comfortable. It's cold. The floors are hard. There's no privacy because you just got a curtain between you and the snoring old bloke next to you. You get to hear what's going on with everybody. You know everybody's issue within 15 minutes. Everybody knows what you've got, and you know what everybody's got. So, but yeah, it's a hospital. You don't care. So then, got prepped for surgery. It happened real quick. They wheeled me in. Met all the doctors and that. Very lovely people, nice people. Didn't have a complaint about anybody. Still don't have a complaint about anybody. All the nursing staff were great. They were all funny and quite jovial and quite ready to have a laugh and a giggle with you. Especially me being a practical joker. Let's fast forward to when I come out of surgery. They double dosed me with everything. So they double dosed me with the anaesthetist, and they double dosed me with the painkillers. So it was supposed to be day surgery. It was supposed to come out yesterday. Couldn't get out because I was sick because of all the medication they gave me. Like, I mean, sick, nauseated, sick, couldn't stand up. And that stayed until 4 in the morning. So because of the medication, I'd drunk 6 litres of water and 2 cups in the morning, and I hadn't gone to the toilet because of all the medication until 4. And then at 4 o'clock, it all came out. It was constant trips to the toilet, which was good. But by 6, I was feeling really good because all the muck was going out of me. So it just took a little while for the poison to run through. And I call it poison. They call it drugs, but I call it poison. Got chatting some more. Through the night was one poor bloke that was really sick. And they'd forgotten to do tests on him. So they came and got him at midnight, took him for blood scans and x-rays and everything. That poor bloke was just trying to sleep. He was really sick. A couple of elderly gentlemen that didn't know which was up and which was down. You feel sorry for him. One Indian fellow was really struggling. And then discharge time. So 7 o'clock this morning, they said, right, you're right to go. Shoved me out to the waiting discharge lounge. Said, all the paperwork's on its way. You'll be right to go soon. 11 o'clock came and still no paperwork. So this would be the most inefficient part, and I can understand why, the most inefficient part, but when you have the orthopaedic surgeon who's just done 4 surgeries and then is called to emergency department for an emergency break, your paperwork gets delayed because he's now had to run off to emergency department, which is understandable. You know, you're not the only person on the planet, and things have got to be done. So eventually got done, got out of there. But all of being told was an experience and a half that you just have to put up with. It's just something that happened. It's not going to stop me. This movie video for this was supposed to be about starting on getting the rear end of the Daimler done, but I've got all the parts. So in a couple of days I'll do a video of the parts and the stacking them all out, and then I'll do a video of taking the rear end out, and then so on and so forth until I get back to no plaster cast on the arm. I'll have to ask some mates to come and help me. Damn, that'd be a shame. Been helping them for 25 years. And that's my dog, chasing the magpies out of the trees. But all being told, not a very unexpected sort of experience. It's yeah. Anyway, cheers for now. Next video soon. Like it if you like it. Comment if you want. Bye.